Hello and welcome, and this is my first look at the DC Designs F15 package for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Just a quick couple of notes before we get into it. The installation was pretty simple, just a simple extraction file that installed itself to where it was meant to be and fired up Flight Sim and it was ready to go. So no messing around with finding your folders or anything like that. So that's one good thing. Let's have a look at the external model. It looks how it should. Very good. Textures are pretty decent. No complaints there. I've seen enough 15s to know when it to know what it should look like. Yeah, and that looks has been really well modelled, and as I say, textures are pretty spot on as well. So that's another good thing to add to the list. Let's go inside and look at the cockpit layout. So front cockpit of the D. I chose the D variant simply because we can take a look at the back seat as well as the front, so I don't have to just flick between the two models. While we're at it, we'll have a look at the back seat now. Pilot. Co-pilot. Okay. It's well, the view's pretty good, I've got to say. Pretty minimalistic. Nothing seems clickable. A bit reminiscent of the DCS Flaming Cliffs F15C. But I will say that the DCS variant of the C looks a lot better inside. That's no criticism to this, because I know this is still a work in progress. I know that there's another update coming up soon that's going to try and solve some of the faults that I'm about to point out, but for the first go, we can't complain about anything. Didn't cost a lot for 4 different variants of the same aircraft. Obviously the C, the D, the E, and the Israeli variant. So let's get back into the front and have a look around. There we go. Right. So yeah, as I say, not a lot in here is clickable. Not in that area anyway. Transponder seems to work, as does the autopilot. Nav radios seem to work. So that anti-skid, inlet ramps, switch to auto, lights, fuel cut off, dump doesn't work. Oh, the refueling bay works. Okay, I'll have to have a look at that in a minute then. Didn't know that was a thing. And I know that the light switches work, although position lights only just goes to 3, whereas if you're in a group, you'd set yourself, obviously if you were aircraft 2 you'd switch your position lights to 2. If you were aircraft 5 you'd switch it to position light 5, so that's a bit awkward. Formation lights and then collisions. Okay, so that's for the left hand panel. Right hand panel, ground power unit, guard visibility, chocks, covers. Okay, wasn't expecting that. Panel lights, floodlights. Okay, seems to be another bit of autopilot there that's not clickable. Hydraulics not clickable. Pitot heat is. Engine de-ice aren't. Oxygen's not clickable. Generators, battery, avionics, and your starters. So the canopy. Okay, so there's no dynamic sound for canopy open. Okay, not too much of a problem. Set the barometer to 0. Okay. Right, let's get this thing started up. Power on. No, it's not power, that's the starter. Power on. Avionics on. Lights. Okay, so I see one problem there. Nav and anti-collision lights are not in line with the actual model. Okay. Slime lights are working nicely. About the lights at the back. Nothing on the tail. Okay. Right. So let's get the engine started. Okay, here we go. Stick the parking brake on. Oh, the HUD's on. Not sure if I like that or not. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a good effort. Obviously, Flight Sim was not designed to take head-up displays, as I believe. So, for what it's worth, that's not a bad effort. Okay. RWR looks a bit, yeah. But I know that the cockpit textures are going to be one of the things that are looked at for the next update. So, okay, start the second engine. Close the canopy. Yep, no dynamic sounds, just as loud with the canopy closed as it is with open. Okay, so we're all started. Pretty much. RPM still climbing there. Temperature's still climbing. Oil pressure's not good by the looks of things. Pitot heat. Right. See how this thing taxis, and we'll take it for a quick flight. Okay, so okay, right. Wow, a bit overpowered. One airbase that I miss visiting, the old Jags, back in the 90s and early 2000s. It was a great little airbase. Okay, so taxi's okay. Don't need a lot of throttle, I've got to say. I'm hardly off of full closure there. Can't pull back too much because the engines will shut down, but yeah, it's pretty quick to climb the speed, but not too bad. Okay, let's get out on the runway. Right. Okay, so we're okay, so a bit laggy from the closure of the canopy from when I did it back on the pan to here. So we've got flaps for landing, takeoff, and no flaps. Okay. Yeah, looks good. All the controls are pretty. Yeah, not bad at all. Try the air brake. Yep, all good. Right. Stick the inlet ramps to auto. Okay. Let's do this. Let's roll. Okay, okay. Who hit the warp speed button? Jesus Christ. Holy hell. Okay, I really hope that's going to be looked at in the next update. That's be peeling myself out the ejection seat on landing by the looks of things. Right, so we'll just take it out over the North Sea and take up to about 30,000 feet, see how it climbs, and then we'll bring it back to Coltishall. Okay, so we are currently at 3,600 feet, so burner's fully on. I fully expect to be in Australia in about 5 minutes time. Let's get the speed up. I know that it can't handle supersonic flight at the moment, so it should top out about 650. Okay, just pull up. Well, true what they say, it climbs like a homesick angel. Okay, so 30,000 feet. Slow this down now. Careful not to shut the engines down. There's Coltishall. There it is. this down to a decent altitude and then bring it in. Don't know whether to do a run and brake or just bring it straight in like a boring old fart. Run and brake, it's got to be. Do all the fours like the old Gloucester Javelins used to do. 400 knots at 400 feet, pulling 4 Gs. Oh, I've lost Coltishall. Oh no, there it is. I've got it. So you can find out if this has got any G simulation for blackouts and redouts. I don't even think they're in the sim. So find out shortly. Is that an outer marker? No warnings in the cockpit, so I'm guessing so. Speed it up. Okay, I was a bit lower than I wanted to be. So apparently you should be able to land this quite nicely at 130 knots with ideal landing weight, which I don't think I am, or at least the gauge doesn't look like it's moved at all. So it should be interesting. 130 knots. 120 knots. Okay, I've got one red light, that's not good. Nose wheel steering needs sorting. Very twitchy. Something going on with the sounds there. Okay. Get this thing shut down. Not that there's much to do. Okay. And so we move on to the E variant, and this is from the good old boys at Mountain Home Air Force Base. Obviously a tiger meat colour scheme. Looks very nice. Air brake and air to air refueling door painted in tiger stripes. Very nice indeed. Like tiger head on the front as well. Nice in its dark grey colour scheme and weathered parts at the back there. Very well done. Nicely modelled and nicely detailed. Again, three bags. Not really an option unless you're going to go a long way. It'd be nice to have the option to have it clean. You're not really going to be doing supersonic speeds with external fuel tanks. Just not going to work. Other than that, pretty sweet. Let's have a look at the cockpit. And as you can see, it's a completely different ball game in here compared to the D variant that I was just previously in. I think the same amount of stuff is clickable inside. It's just a couple of extra screens in here. Stick the parking brake on. So if we power up the so instead of steam gauges for your ADI, HSI, engine gauges, they're all electronic, although that's a bit blurry, I can't really read that one. Okay, another HUD again. Not a bad effort. My angle of attack is minus 179.9 degrees. That ain't good. Yeah, all's good in the front here. And we can take a look in the Wizzo seat. Okay, so here we are. So yeah, completely different in the back here. And obviously you've got control columns for targeting pods and whatever else that could be used for. It's very minimalistic in ways of clicking things. You can't even open the canopy from the back. And if multi-crew ever gets up and running in Flight Simulator, this is going to be one of the first things that people are going to cry out for. Obviously you can still control certain aspects, but you're going to want to be able to open the canopy, things like that. And I'm pretty sure this isn't what the back of an E looks like. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure there's a screen up here. Like I say, I could be wrong. Usually am. But yeah, looks good. I like it. It's nice to have a Wizzo seat to sit in. Okay, so that's the E variant looked at. And here we have the F-15I. And the only way you can really tell the difference is with this hump on the back behind the Wizzo seat. and to get to this actual model you have to go into liveries for the E, and F15I is a livery basically. Not sure how that's going to work when it comes to actually putting liveries in for the E model and the I model. And the same with the D actually. The D is actually a livery of the C variant, which I find quite odd. They're not separate models. Well, they obviously are separate models, but not in the hangar when you go to choose your aircraft. So, wow, shiny. Ooh, look at the shiny. Those petals are very nice. Nice livery. Again, it's got the three bags on. Not an option that I would go for, but it is flight simulator after all, so long flights are the aim of the game on this one. Not DCS at the moment. So we'll jump in the cockpit. It's the same as the E. Yeah, no different. Just the E cockpit. Fire it up. Avionics. Yep. So ADI HSI over here. Your engine gauges there. Fuel and weight. Like engine instruments are there. Okay. We'll jump in the back seat, see if there's anything different. I shouldn't think there would be. No. Just the E. It's got a lump on the back, and we are a sandy colour with Israeli roundels. Excuse me, buddy. Yeah, you. Hey, check tyre pressure on the front wheel, please. Cheers, bud. Right. So yeah, that's the I. I'll say it is. That's pretty sweet colours actually. It's a shame they've changed it. They don't really look like that anymore. They're more grey colour these days. If you visited Waddington last year when they came for their 2-week exercise, you would have seen that the Israelis were flying their eyes in boring grey colour like every other country. Yeah, that's the I variant. I won't bother showing the C because it's pretty much the same as this, but without the back seat, obviously. But yeah, not bad. DC Designs have done very well for their first effort. I think they deserve a bit of praise. As it's still a work in progress, and to be honest, it's quite a long way away from being a basic aircraft. If you fly DCS, you'll know that anything that comes out is usually an alpha or a beta. Nobody really complains about that when they pay like 80 quid for a module that's not fully working. And I've seen people complaining about this this package when it's a flight sim. The aim is to get from A to B, not blow stuff up, and yeah, this is also a work in progress. You can't have a negative opinion on something that's just come out. Is still having updates. Even DC Designs themselves have said that it's still to be updated. Things are still to be tweaked. So I mean, I would say give them a break, sit back, see what happens. But for what it is at the moment, I'd say it's completely worth the money. When you think down the road, multi-crew is going to come online, you're going to want to fly something like this. You're going to want someone in the back. It's going to be a lot of fun once everything's up and running. Don't forget, Flight Sim itself is still a work in progress. So yeah, DCS is a work in progress. I fly that. I've spent quite a lot of money on modules that are still a long way off from being complete. I don't complain about it though. I know what it was when I bought it. I expect the company to still work on it. I mean, for the amount of money that you pay for it, and this package here is actually a really good deal for the price that it is. Well worth it. And I can see a lot of fun being had with it once Flight Sim pulls its finger out and becomes much more than it is at the moment. I mean, even in single seaters, it's going to be a lot of fun taking these things through the Mac loop. That's where it's at. But anyway, that's my opinion on it. Not necessarily the opinion shared by everybody else, but there you go. People have high expectations, and to be honest, this day and age, high expectations, it's not warranted. We live in a world where things aren't 100% when they're first released. Rome weren't built in a day, so don't expect excellence on the first try. But for what they've done, I take my hat off to them. Well done, guys. Keep it going, and look forward to seeing more releases from yourselves. If you've come this far, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Ta-ta for now.